Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to Fixing the Fish, and today we are at the White Oak River campgrounds. And until recently this was closed. During Florence, all this was underwater, including the campgrounds on the other side of the road. So it just recently opened up. Almost all of the places that I normally fish are closed due to storm damage, including the quarry across the road over that way. So I don't have a lot of options. The golf course that I normally fish on is being fixed up as we speak, so I can't really fish there either, which is why I haven't been doing a lot of videos. And I have come here a couple times since it reopened, and I haven't had much luck, and I'm really concerned that when the river overflowed over there and turned this into one big river, that all the ponds that flooded got flushed of the bass that were in them. So I haven't had too much luck. It's going to be a tough day today. And on top of that, I got my outsider tackle box, so we're going to be doing an unboxing fish today. Hopefully I can catch something, and the goal today is to catch one fish on whatever. So our first up is a Reaction Strike Ranger crankbait in a shad pattern, 2 to 4 foot diver. It's got a regular bill on it. Next up we have a backstabber lures. I'm a big fan of these because they don't get caught up as bad. Crankbait, red sexy stabber, 8 to 12 feet diver. Looks pretty good. Try that. Next up we have a bait cloud shad bait ball, and it's kind of like a bath bomb that puts out shad scent. It gets bait fish feeding, draws bigger fish in too. Got another lanyard. I think I'll actually use that today for my keys. We have a Cool Baits 3/8 ounce underspin, little silver spoon on it, and it looks like these Cool Baits little Kitech style swim baits that go on it. That's pretty cool. Might definitely try that here. Looks like we got some buzz toads, 4-inch Bama Frog River Crawl 3-pack by Bama Baits. That looks promising. Got some Bio Lab swim baits. And these are Pumpkin Red Flake, Ultimate Strike Minnows. I think they smell like, yep, squid. Got a couple of stickers in here, I think. Bait Lab. And our last is wavefishing.com stick baits. Looks like green pumpkin. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little intimidated by fishing here. I have not had good luck in any of these ponds since the spring, and now that this area flooded out, I'm really questioning whether or not there's even anything in here. And even if there is, they haven't seemed to be biting. So like I said, we're gonna try all this, and if this doesn't work, I'm gonna switch to some of my stuff. If that doesn't work, then this is going to be one of those occasions where I'm getting my butt handed to me. So I'm going to go ahead and lock and load. And I think I'll start off power fishing. I'm gonna try that little Ranger crankbait. See if we can start with that, and we'll just work our way through. And I might save this bait ball because I think in an environment where the fish are active, this can make it better, but it might be wasted on these ponds here if there's nothing in them. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up. Alright, first cast. We got our little crankbait hooked on. So I've spent a little time fishing this little crankbait, and I gotta say it's a pretty little crankbait. And once I got the bill dialed in, it comes real easy in a straight line, but not getting any bites. I don't know if the fish just aren't interested in the bait, or if there's just no fish in here to bite. But I think anywhere but here, I probably would have had a fish by now. So I've switched up to the Bama frogs, toads, whatever you want to call them. And I got them rigged weightless. They're not swimming real good. They probably need a weighted hook to really work correctly. But I'm just trying to throw them into these weeds. Just kind of pitching them, really. Or I'm treating them like a pitching bait. Normally I'd like to fish something like this with a rivet double take hook, which is kind of like a frog hook with a spring lock on the end of it. But these are so small, I don't think you can fish them with a double take hook. I think they would fall in between the two hook gaps. So I think the best option for fishing this particular bait would probably be just a weighted swim bait hook. So I didn't get any hits on this Bama Baits buzz toad, and I'll bet it probably needs a weighted hook to really be fished to its fullest potential. So I'm a little under equipped for this particular bait, but I was expecting to get some kind of hit on it around the weed beds. So let's see, moving along. We're gonna go right to a stick bait. Go to these wave bait, stick baits. First thing I notice is it's a little fatter than a Senko, and it's a little stiffer. Not as soft as a Senko, but not as firm as a Yum Dinger. And it looks like it's got some anise scent to it, that black licorice smell. That's kind of nice. So we're going to try this a while, see if we can get a hit on this. I think at this point, if there's bass on this side of the lake, I probably would have felt them by now. What's really interesting is there's a snake right there. Can't tell what kind of snake that is. You see him? I think that's a water snake. Could be a water moccasin. Can't really tell. Let's see if we can get him to. There he is. If I could see his eyes, I could tell you. Sometimes it's hard to tell what you're looking at. Wow, look at that. Man. I didn't get a good look at him. That might have been a water moccasin. Let's check my Senko. He took a big chunk out of it, didn't he? I can't tell if those are teeth marks. I don't know. Got one. Right in the river. Surprising. He's got a weight hanging out of his mouth. Alright, so not much luck on the lake, but the river kicking out decent fish. Looks like he ate a Senko. He took that all the way in there. Not much I can do about that, but we cut off the line. I'm a little more comfortable. Not a bad fish. Really surprised me. I wasn't sure there would be any fish in this little part of the river here, but he was over there on the bank. Not huge, but not bad. I was not expecting him to be in here. Fortunately, we can't get that Senko out of him. So where I found him was he was sitting on the edge of the current there. He was right where I thought he'd be. I knew if there was going to be fish, they were going to be sitting just off the side of the current. I still think it's pretty amazing that there was a bass in here. You know, I know there's bass in the river, but I really didn't think I was going to be able to catch one out of the river. The last place in the world I expect to be catching fish, and I'm catching them right here. My goal for the day was 1. I've already caught 2. Cannot complain, folks. When your expectations are a little low, you can't complain when you catch something. Well, that's going to do it for me. I ran out of time. It looks like there's a storm moving in pretty quick anyway. And I gotta say, that was probably one of the worst unboxing videos I've ever done. I ended up losing the underspin. I never really got a chance to use it. That was just a risk I took, throwing it in there with a bunch of weeds and whatnot. And I didn't get around to using the bait ball or the paddle tail swim baits. I'm not real worried about that. I feel like the bait ball definitely would have been a waste to throw it here. The underspin I wish I had held on to, but you know, we lose tackle. It's part of fishing. And last but not least, the paddle tail swim baits. I've done a review on those before, so unfortunately that's going to do it for this trip. I am really blown away that I did manage to catch a couple fish. I am completely shocked it came out of that little tiny river. And I fished all up and down here, but it seems like they really like that little spot right on the edge there. Seems to be the only place that I've been catching them. But I would like to come back again sometime and go further down the river towards the quarry lakes as far as I can, and maybe there'll be some more fish down that way. So even though today wasn't the biggest and baddest video I've ever done, I'm extremely happy that I was able to catch something here. And not only here, but the river, which I didn't even think there was fish in there. And as far as I know, I don't think anybody else has caught bass out of there. Mostly bowfin and catfish. So that's pretty cool. Also coming up, I bought something. It should be coming in the mail today. I'm pretty excited about it. I know that I said that I was going to cut back on my product reviews, but this is something different, unusual, something a lot of people have never heard of. And I can't wait to show it to you guys, just because I think it's really cool, and I think it might be sort of the future of fishing. So till next time, thanks for watching.